I guess I'm just a misfit, huh? Yeah. Is that coming right now?
Hey everyone, how are you all doing? My name's Deborah and I'm here to give you the my episode 9 review of The Prime Minister and I, or The Prime Minister's Dating. And oh my goodness, this episode 9 was just filled with so many emotions. They took us on a roller coaster ride, and I have to give the writers props for how they played us. They totally trolled us with the whole interview thing when they were having the event with reporters, and we thought that reporter Bill was had already caught Dajong, and he'd revealed the secret that the Prime Minister and Dajong were in a contract marriage, and Dajong and the Prime Minister were going to be in so much trouble. But when we saw the Prime Minister kneel down, I just knew, I'm like, forget this. This is a dream. The Prime Minister will never kneel down for anybody, nobody, no matter who you are. So it was pretty interesting to see how they just played us, and it was actually his imagination, reported view. And at the end of the day, we saw how the poo medicine that was put inside a drink for that junk to take was taken by reported view, and so he couldn't reveal anything. And at the end of the day, we found out that Lee Min-ho, not the Lee Min-ho that we all know and love, but the Lee Min-ho from Rooftop Prince that we also love, the younger Lee Min-ho, had taken the pictures, and so Reputable can't reveal anything. And that was so cool. I was so proud of him at that point, because he was looking out for Dajong in his own way, and he was also hiding it from Editor Go. So that was really good. I loved that. Another thing that I went crazy about is something we've all been waiting for: Taemin's OST, Footsteps. Was anyone else excited? Any shower out there? Woot woot. So yeah, that was pretty interesting to see. I love that. This week, it was pretty interesting to see how the Prime Minister and Dajong were playing back and forth with each other. Like, dudes, we know you love each other. You know you love each other. Why y'all be playing some cat and mouse games with us, okay? Not good, not nice. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how Dajong was also avoiding In-ho, just because she didn't want any awkwardness between In-ho, because she's married to the Prime Minister, and In-ho just confessed his love to her, and so she was kind of avoiding him. And I felt so bad for In-ho, because I'm like, oh my goodness, Shi-yoon, she shouldn't be doing that to you, because I love Shi-yoon. Yes, I love Shi-yoon. He's one of my favorite actors. So yes, I'm Shi-yoon, totally Shi-yoon biased. But yeah, I felt so bad for him. But it was pretty cute when they were eating the spaghetti, and they did the whole lady and the tramp scene, and his kids came in, and his kids saw what was happening, and Manse went to spread the gist around that he saw his mother and his father kissing, even though they weren't, and that was just the cutest thing ever. And I had to give Manse props when they were at the ice skating rink, and he told Madam Na how he saw his wife, his mom and his dad kissing, and that just shut up Madam Na, because Madam Na had started being the total biatch that she is, forgive my French, but yeah, she was being the total person that she is, and that kind of shut her up. So I really love that. And I loved how when Dajong had that the Prime Minister went to the skating ring, she wasn't faced down by the fact that he didn't invite her, but she invited herself, and she went. And at the end of the day, we saw how the Prime Minister loved the fact that she was there by the sneaking smile that he gave when he turned around. And it was so cool that the Prime Minister could skate. I didn't know you could skate like that. So that was really cool, Lee Bum-soo. So yeah, I really liked that scene, and I felt so sad, oh my goodness, when the dad called her, and he was apparently playing with a group of people, cats, ghost up, but he actually wasn't playing with anyone, because his sickness has gotten worse. So I felt so sad for her at that point, and I really wanted to shed tears for her, but that was the saddest thing ever. Next, a scene that has been keeping us all on edge was when she went to the hotel, when she was trapped or in a setup with In-ho, and the reporters came and were asking them, dude, what are two of you doing in the hotel? In-ho, what are you doing with your boss's wife in the hotel, etc, etc. Even though I felt so mad at In-ho for saying they should go together instead of separating. And I just loved when the Prime Minister just came in to save the day, and In-ho was like, oh, he came in to meet the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister came, and he was asking her, dude, what's going on? Why were you with In-ho in a hotel? And immediately she explained to him. He just believed her because he knew she wouldn't lie to him. And finally, finally what we've been waiting for. We saw an improvement in their relationship in that immediately she met him, she finally got the guts to tell him what she wanted, and she told him, dude, every time you don't need to have your way, I need to have my say too, etc 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 etc. And then he dragged her in and they hugged, and I'm like, finally what we've been waiting for. So right now I feel like the relationship is about to start, even though it's very possible for them to go back to where they went go back to being awkward with each other, or him saying he doesn't want to have anything to do with her. But I'm happy that he's finally realizing that Jung is his weakness, and he's finally allowing himself to open up to her, even though he still kind of has trust issues, I feel, slightly with his whole wife thing. But with that Jung, I feel like he trusts her at least 99%. So that was pretty interesting to see. Just pray that at the end of the day, In-ho doesn't go all out on his revenge and it backfires and he falls. I hope that this whole reported thing, he had nothing to do with it, because I have my suspicions. I feel that In-ho might have had a hand in the whole reported thing. Maybe he didn't have a hand in it before, but somehow he knew that, okay, this is a trap, let's just play along with it, whatever, I want to be with you, so let's just do this. So that's how I feel right now, but hey, I might be wrong, who knows. Another thing that I found pretty interesting is how, even though his brother-in-law, Yule's brother-in-law, is always talking about, dude, how dare you forget about Nayeon, it's obvious that he actually really cared about his sister, and he puts his sister above all other things. Because when he found out that it's possible that the prime minister has actually really forgotten about his sister and he actually really loves Dajeong, he decided he was gonna have a revenge, and that was when he called the reporters. So it was pretty interesting to see that he's actually maybe doing all that he's doing out of brotherly love for his sister right now, because he feels this hate for Yule, that, dude, you killed my sister, apart from the fact that he just wants to bring down Yule and he wants to be in the prime minister position, and he feels Yule stole that from him. So that's pretty interesting to see. Another thing that I found pretty interesting was the fact that though the prime minister is all stubborn etc, and he acts like, dude, no one can talk to me, he actually takes time to reflect on what people say and then acts on what he feels is the best thing. But yeah, what did y'all think? Tell me what you thought in the comments down below. Don't you forget to share, like, and subscribe. From me to you, peace.
Come on, I guess I'm just a misfit, huh? Yeah. Should I come in right now? Huh? No? Should I come in right now?